Hello friends, welcome to another Gecko's Gaming video. Today we're going to be going over Psychic Frog, which I just made it into Mythic yesterday with this deck. And I'll be talking about some of my choices here. I'll be going a little bit of deck tech and talking about some recent evolutions that I've made since we last talked about the deck. First thing I want to talk about is these Inquisitions of Kozilek, which I think are a really nice fit. I got this deck from Chest Hair, who has done a really great. He's been playing the deck a lot. You can tell he knows what he's talking about. He's done a very thorough deck tech about it, and he did a post on Reddit about it as well. And he plays 4 Inquisitions of Kozilek in his deck. And if you recall, when we were last had a deck tech about this, I was concerned about the number of sorceries. I felt like I was having a little bit of a hard time getting enough sorceries into my deck or into my graveyard for Netherglyph to pay off, or at least to maximize Netherglyph. It was still good, but we really wanted to push it over the edge a little bit, and skin sorceries was one of the main problems. And this does a really good job of that. The other thing I like about this, as opposed to Thoughtseize, is it doesn't tax your life total. This deck has a really... The life total in this deck is very much taxed. You have a very painful mana base. You'll often start off functionally at 15 life, just to get your mana set up between fetches and shocks and trying to keep up, shocking in lands to keep up with tempo. So that's an interesting angle. The other thing, and the reason I wasn't playing discard main before, which I talked about before, was that I was running into a ton of Omnitel, show and tell decks. So there was a couple days there, and it was honestly the reason I decided to pick up this deck was because there was a couple days where it was just nonstop show and tell was the only deck I seem to be running into 70% of the games. And they main deck Leyline of Sanctity, and so I didn't want to be playing discard spells because, you know, something like 40% of the time they're just dead when they get Leyline of Sanctity out game 1. However, ever since then, as luck would have it, I haven't run into any show and tell decks, I think, at all. So yeah, so that makes the Spell Pierce go down and makes me a little bit more interested in playing Inquisition of Kozilek, which goes into your graveyard more proactively to feed your threats, and also, you know, gives you a sorcery. I still really like Spell Pierce. I think I've had some really good blowouts with it, but I moved one Spell Pierce to the sideboard, and I moved a second Inquisition of Kozilek in, and I cut a Thoughtseize for the Spell Pierce. Other than that, the deck has been performing very good for me. I'm not sure what my win rate is. I just started plugging in Untapped, so we can start recording that more going forward. But I've been really having a great time with the deck. It's super fun, and I can go over some more options here. A couple things I'm looking at. Deluge in the main is a constant question. I like it. It's won me a lot of games. It also, again, it's a sorcery to get into the graveyard. You can discard it when you don't need it. Lorien Revealed. At first, I started off with 2 Sink into Stupor when I first picked up the deck and cut the Lorien Revealed. But I've been coming back around to Lorien Revealed. I really like the extra infusion of cards you can get, especially off of a mana drain. This deck just loves having lots of cards, so that's a big deal. It also gives you another way to shuffle for brainstorms and whatnot. And also, it's a sorcery, and I like that it can go straight into the graveyard, unlike Sink into Stupor, which you kind of have to dirtle around with, or either keep in your hand or put into play. Lorien Revealed goes into your graveyard, feeds the graveyard, feeds your next Treasure Cruise, feeds your Psychic Frog, feeds your Netherglyph. And so yeah, I like that aspect of it. So I'm going to keep playing that for a little while. Sideboard. Let's go over a few sideboard options that we have. So Spell Snare, really good against Boros. It's good in the mirror too. It's good against a lot of blue decks that have Mana Drain, Counterspell, Orcish Bowmasters, that type of stuff. Stern Scolding, again, very good against Boros. It's also good against Beans, and it's good against Elementals. And yeah, I do board it into the mirror too, I think. Bloodchief's Thirst I bring in for Boros. It's really nice having something that can deal with a flip to Johnny for only 1 mana, but then still also can deal with pretty much anything else that they have out. And there's other times where I find those coming in. It's a nice little utility card to have. Sometimes you want it more than Fatal Push, depending on the deck that you're up against. Grave Expectations, I was talking about how taxed our life total is earlier. That doesn't end in the sideboard. In the sideboard, I have Thoughtseize, Surgical Extraction, and more Deluge. So lots of ways to pay life, and not a lot of ways to gain life. So I've been trying out Grave Expectations. So far, I've been fairly happy with it. I also used to play what's the other escape one? Cling to Dust. Yeah, I used to play Cling to Dust in this spot, but I just find I don't really have a lot of extra cards in the graveyard to cycle out between Treasure Cruise, Netherglyph, Psychic Frog, even Tameo to a lesser extent. Your graveyard is constantly being used and taxed, and there's a lot of ways to use it already. So the Cling to Dust doesn't really get activated that often to escape, and I don't really want to either. I'd rather save it for Netherglyphs. So, but what I like about this is it has the option to heist the opponent's library if there is no use for exiling the graveyard, but then it can also gain life. And a lot of the decks that use graveyards also pressure your life total, like Scam or Arclight Phoenix. So the life gain padding is nice there. But what's great is that you can exile 3 cards at once for one mana. So like if your opponent goes Buried Alive, puts 3 Arclight Phoenixes in there, you can just take all of them right out instantly. And the fact that it takes 3 instead of 1 with Clean to Dust or Surgical Extraction only taking 1, it really comes in handy a lot of times to gain a tempo advantage, because if sometimes you can take out a Flage, and then also take out like 2 more cards to make their next Flage take another turn or 2 longer to cast, and that can be a big difference sometimes. So far it's been okay. I mean, I could see going in any direction with some combination of Grave Expectations, Clean to Dust, and Surgical Extraction. Right now I'm trying 1 Grave and 1 Surgical. It is really nice having the 0 mana instant speed, and this card is especially backbreaking against decks like Arclight Phoenix, or other types of graveyard-based combo decks, Dredge and stuff like that. The Deluge is pretty self-explanatory. It's very good against Boros, good against creature-based aggressive decks. It's good against elementals. I've been seeing a lot of elementals lately. But yeah, you can bring this in lots of different situations. It's even good against like some mid-range and control type decks, because it just can go so big, and if they're not pressuring your life total, then you basically have carte blanche to do whatever you want with this card and pay as much life as you need to. Spell Pierce, again, I talked about that. Really good against combo decks. Lately, I've been boarding out my conditional counter spells in control mirrors and like mid-range mirrors oftentimes. So like, because a lot of times the games go long and I just want to have all gas. I don't want to have a card that doesn't do anything in the late game or is a bad top deck later. Yes, we can discard it to Psychic Frog, but it's not as... You don't always have a Psychic Frog, and your opponents don't want you to. So, a lot of times they'll just draw a Spell Pierce, it'll be a dead card, or if you're lucky, maybe you can find a spot to use it. But very good early on, very good for getting tempo, and very good against combo. That's mostly what it's here for. Surgical, I already talked about. Thoughtseize I went down to 1 of to put another Kozilek in the main. I bring this in against control and against combo. Simple as that. I don't want to have too many discard effects because Ley Line of Sanctity is in the format. But yeah, Thoughtseize is good in here. Vexing Bauble is excellent against Beans. This is your ticket to beating Beans. This deck struggles against the Beans decks, but Vexing Bauble really increases that matchup because it buys you time. It takes them a long time to get to the point where they want to start hard casting elementals and doing it for value. And in that time frame, this turns a lot of their removal off. So you can get in with Frog, you can finish the game, and if not, maybe put them on the back foot. You gotta watch out for Mistress Bauble, of course. Cost 0, so it'll counter. But it's not that bad. And then once it's done, like holding them up, then you can discard it for value and draw a card. So I really love Vexing Bobble, especially against Beans. I do bring it in against Show and Tell, but it's not really a panacea there. It'll help, but um, yeah, you need a little bit more. Ether Gust is great against Primeval Titan, which the deck does kind of struggle with sometimes, especially if they can get Cavern Souls out, because it makes it so you can't your counter spells are all off. So this is just a concession basically to Primeval Titan decks. So I still see them around, even though they've been on the downtick, but they've been kind of ticking back up again lately. So um, Ether Gust is great to have against that. I would play Subtlety, but you can't with Loris. I think Subtlety would be great because, you know, I mean, one of the things that makes this deck so good in Legacy and to a lesser extent Mana, or to a lesser extent Modern, is that you can tap out and you can tap out for a Psychic Frog or some other threat early on and then still have counter magic ups. And Subtlety really plays into that against the creature combo decks. But we can't play Subtlety. Loris is better. Loris is very good in this deck, so we're not going to give up Loris for Subtlety. But so yeah, we'll settle for Ether Gust. It is pretty good. And you can also bring it in against Boros and some other kind of random decks here and there. Legion's End, great against elementals. If they cast Voice of Resurgence and you cast Legion's End, you feel very good about your life. And yeah, that's about, I don't know. I mean, you'll find other spots maybe to bring it in, but yeah, mostly Boros and elementals. And Disruptive Flute, you know, I mean, this card, you can bring it in against Planeswalkers, bring it in against Show and Tell, slow them down. Pretty versatile. I actually brought it in against Boros the other day, and it was really good. I cast it in response to what's that artifact? The artifact that they have that lets them exile cards and then play them. Unstable Amulet is what it's called. Yeah, I brought it in against Unstable Amulet. It was good there. It did really good. I mean, it was risky bringing it in against Boros, but I knew that between Flage and Unstable Amulet and maybe Flips of Johnny, it would have value. So I'm not sure if that's something I'm going to do a lot, but I did it once or twice, and it was helpful in the situation. So, yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and hop into a range game. We're up against Loris. Cool. Here, this is an interesting hand. I think I'm gonna Inquisition first, and then that might help me decide what I want to do turn 2. Some combination of any of these cards. That's the other thing I like about Inquisition in this deck, and again, shout out to Chesthair for introducing that technology here. Yeah, it gives you information, and information is so important here. I should have played Scouting Tarn because that one can fetch a basic swamp, which might come in handy. Slight error, but nothing to get upset about. Okay, we're up against Mardu Energy, looks like. It's a very good hand against us. I think we just take the 1-drop. Throw off their curve, and then next turn. I don't know if I want to Mana Drain yet next turn. I think we just want to play both threats. It seems good to me. I'm gonna fetch basic island here because we want to preserve our life total, and I'm definitely gonna need double blue throughout the game. So they don't have any ways that they showed at least of killing these. They could Raptor into a removal spell. Okay, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Really want to hit a land here. Gonna stay back. It's tempting to attack with Tamio, but obviously we need to block here. We are on the defensive against this deck, and they're playing Loris, so that means they're not playing Flage or Fable the Mirrorbreaker. Bye bye, Amtraptor. Hello, 3/4 Netherglyph. Okay, another Bowmasters. That's fine. We're not going to be treasure cruising anytime soon, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to start getting in with Tamio now, so we can hold up Mana Drain. And Goif seems to be doing a fine job of holding down the fort, so. I'm gonna Mana Drain this, I think. He did shock in a land, so that. But yeah, I can't really. I don't want to deal with an Ajani right now, so whatever else he has that he wants to play is gonna come in. It's Chthonian Nightmare. Okay, that's the problem. Tamio is a good blocker for the cat token. I don't think I can beat this Chthonian Nightmare in the main deck, so it's unfortunate that he ripped that after I looked at his hand, but such is life. That'd be 5 damage. Yep, can't save the frog. Another treasure cruise. The two Bowmasters out. Feels bad, man. Yeah, we don't have a good chance at this. I think this is pretty much over, but we'll play it out and see. I'm not dead yet. Yep. Okay. Um, we do have an out. We do have Toxic Deluge. So, but if he gets a good swing in here, then that doesn't do much. Kind of surprised he didn't attack with the Bowmasters. I guess he didn't want to get blown out by my own Bowmasters. It's a safe play because those are really. He's really leaning on that to win right now. Because if those weren't there, I would have drawn so many cards. Yeah, I gotta go for this. I gotta take the beats to hope to hit a Toxic Deluge. Nope. I should have countered that. Oops. For what it's worth, I will now remove the Bowmasters. After all that, am I dead? Probably dead. I didn't even do the math. Oh, got one life left. So that means that I now have no outs. All right, GG. Actually, doesn't matter. All right, GG. Yeah, resolve a Chthonian nightmare. GG, pretty much. Do I want surgical? I'm not sure about that. Definitely want stern scolding. Definitely want spell snare. Maybe a disruptor flute. Take out Ajani. You could take out Chthonian nightmare. We don't want Inquisition. John the Lock is, I guess, good. They don't have Fledge, so I'll often trim out mana drains and brainstorms against these guys. So we got Spell Snare, Stern Scolding. I don't think I need Spell Pierce. Blood Chief's Thirst, Grave, Legion's End, Disruptor Flute, Deluge. I don't like how reactive Disruptor Flute is. I'm gonna cut it for. No, I don't want Aether Gust because they're Mardu. Aether Gust is fine against. Um, oh, I just had 61 cards. Oh, oops. Whatever. Um, yeah, ran out of time there. But yeah, Aether Gust is good against Boros, I'd say, but I don't know. I don't think I want against Mardu. This is keepable. Opponent multi 5. Opponent multi 4. Opponent multi 3. Okay. That's about it. Game 3, they'll be on the play. Um, and then do we go Tamio or Goy first? Let's see. Next turn, we can discard a sorcery. We can get an instant in the yard. We'll go with the Goyf beats, actually. Try to close this one out quickly. Because next turn is going to be at least a 3-4. Now pretty much all I have to do is just sit here and manage whatever they do, and then I guess we're good. All masters, alright. Probably counter that if he tries to cast it, because gives him 2 turns against the Goyf. Alright, so this turn we're going to brainstorm. Ooh, that changes things actually. We'll just play Tamio. No brainstorm. Sure, I'll counter that. Opponent mode to 3 is still putting up a fair fight here, so it's pretty crazy. Two Ragavans, okay. I know I have a mana drain. Okay, GG. All right. Going to game 3. Fortunately, we're on the draw this time. That makes things hard. Yeah, that's right. I came in with 61 cards that time. And the opponent got punished. The opponent's one who had to mold a 3. Don't know how greedy they were getting with that, but, presumably they got some bad hands. And here I am. Sloppy mixed lobster over here with 61 cards. And I drew perfectly fine. Do we see anything different this time around? They are playing Unstable Amulet, so that gives us like 3 reasons between Ajani, Nightmare, and Amulet. It gives us at least 3 reasons to play Disruptor Flute for value. Or for profit, I should say. So I think we'll do that. On the draw, Mana Drain is a little clunkier. Treasure Cruise. I usually actually cut Treasure Cruise. I kind of forgot to do that last game. I often cut Treasure Cruise against them. At least one. Bring in a Pierce. Pierce can hit some stuff, some helpful things. And then yeah, Edict is it's okay. They usually have tons of different options to sack between both tokens and non-tokens. It's good if they flip Ajani, but at that point they've already gotten value off the Ajani anyways. Get at least 1 activation before I can do that, so I think I'll go with this here. Then maybe I want to cut a Brainstorm for another removal spell on the draw. We'll try that. I don't have time. You don't have time to dirtle around with Brainstorm, so I'll bring in an Edict. Sure. 2 Deluge. Okay, sure, I'll keep this. Gore's gonna be a 2/3 pretty quickly. Um, yeah. See if I want to fetch. Spell Pierce. Yeah, I think I want to get rid of that for something else. Choo choo, Treasure Cruise. I'm not going to play Bullmasters here because I want to have it after I use Toxic Deluge. Surveilling. Got 2 lands in there so far. Does not want the unstable amulet. Went to end step, okay. That'll come in handy. I hate that I have to shock this in, but okay, so he's got another Bowmasters. I really need another land here. I'm just gonna die. Well. Yep. Okay, can we stabilize at 3 life? Luckily they don't play Lightning Bolt anymore. We get our dude back. That's great. Comeback starts right here. You heard it here first. Yeah, I'll counter this. Okay, I don't want to do that. Alright, I'll just pass. Except maybe I should have swung there, actually. Yeah, I didn't want to treasure cruise last turn because I want to keep my Goif big, obviously. Opponent finally coughs up Dolores. Okay. Want to brainstorm. Okay, can we survive one more turn? Sure. GG. All right, we'll keep this hand. Opponent mulligans. Okay. I'm gonna come out the gate with another glyph. Oh no. We're up against Titan. This is a bad matchup. Opponent has 2 in the yard, so drawing the lock won't stop a lot of the spells we needed to hit next turn. So I'm gonna play out a Psychic Frog. And hope that we can close fast enough with this. And maybe drawing the lock will be more useful next turn. They don't have anything, they can't use natural order, so because they don't have a creature out. Let's see, do I want to start discarding? I'm probably going to discard Treasure Cruise, at least, maybe Bowmasters. Mystic Sanctuary, I could probably discard if I hit another island that's... I kind of need it, like... Mystic Sanctuary is good if I can have a counter spell. Oh, they're playing a One Ring, that's crazy. That's pretty good here. Gotta admit that. So, Primeval Titan decks with the One Ring. Flare Titan. They got 3 in the yard now, so we could maybe counter something. Let's go ahead and surveil, see what we get. Put that in the yard, make my glyph a little bit bigger. And then we'll pass. He didn't draw with the One Ring. So I think I'm safe to hit him here. I don't... He can't cast Titan this turn, I don't think. Oh, I forgot to see if he has Garden Break, he could. But I couldn't counter the Titan anyway, so it's like, what am I really going to be doing playing around? So might as well go all in and try to get him dead fast. The John the Lock is getting slowly better here, not very quickly, but they're playing Waste too, so this might be an Eldrazi build, probably with Ugin's Labyrinth. channel. Oof, I could have countered that too. All right, let's see what he's got. Okay, still digging. There's Ugin's Labyrinth. There's Karn. What's he gonna get? Phyrexian Metamorph. Okay. Another One Ring. Yep, yep, yep. Good stuff. Got Emrakul, Breaker Creation. Pretty sweet little Eldrazi deck here. How many card types does he have? What the heck, dude? Like what? That's so unfortunate. I'm surprised he was able to cast that, honestly. What did he? How many types does he have? Does it say on here? I don't want to count. I should probably just use this up somehow. It's not a legal target. Whew, we survived an Emrakul. Wow. Man. Yeah, I wonder if I should have counted the Malevolent Rumble. I think I probably should have, but it's kind of weird. I guess I didn't count. I didn't think he'd be able to cast Emrakul with like 3 lands or whatever he had, but that's where it goes. Definitely want Ether Gusts, I guess. I mean, doesn't we didn't actually see any sign of Primeval Titan or Field of the Dead, so it seems like it's more of a flare, Eldrazi flare type thing. Um, I can counter flare with Vexing Bobble, but nothing else. Guess we want Disruptor Flute, at least for the ring, and maybe for some Karn or something like that. Definitely not a deck I'm prepared to take on here. Do I want Spell Pierce? Probably Spell Pierce is fine. Edict. I don't want Fatal Pushes, probably. Deluge seems bad. But what's good? That's the problem. We don't have very many good things. I guess Stern Scolding can counter his little guys. Kami, and he probably is playing Sloth or whatever. Arboreal Grazer. So, like, either Spell Pierce or Stern Scolding probably for the last. Maybe I just want Vexing Bobble? Kind of weird. Yeah, definitely not prepared for this. Stern Scolding. Like, what else is bad here? I guess Treasure Cruise is kind of slow. Northern Revealed is kind of slow on the draw. I'll take another Pierce, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. I think I was going to put Vexing Bobble in, but I kind of ran out of time there. I forgot at the end. It's okay. On the draw with no black mana, we have a Tameo. This hand is really sketch. If I could draw into a black land, I would keep it. What am I doing with this hand here? Turn one Tameo. Bobble. No way to shuffle. I'm gonna mulligan. It's too risky to try to keep that. This is fine. I'll put the Mystic Sanctuary back. We got some action here. Being on the draw for the loss, for sure. All right, opponent is going off on turn one. Got a lot of lands. Let's see what we got on top of our deck and see if we wanna see if I wanna shuffle here with a fetch land. Brainstorm. Yeah, I think I'm fine with shuffling that away. So put this down. If we're lucky, we can catch something with Stern Scolding. I forgot I was gonna shuffle that away. That's all right. Either way, it's fine to keep too, I suppose. It's a little slow. I probably should have cut Brainstorms actually. It's too slow on the draw in this type of a matchup. We need to be all gas, all action. Yeah. Okay. That's reasonable. This is just kind of it's a hard thing to compete with this here on the draw, especially. It's got 3 in the yard. No, I think we want to keep digging. I'm not even quite sure what we're looking for. That would be good. I think I'm safe to play that out here. Do I need to hold up Mana Drain? I'm actually going to hold up Mana Drain. I'll let him draw one more turn off the ring. This could be a big mistake, but this way I can flute at the end of his turn if he doesn't do anything, or I can Brainstorm and shuffle. This is the card that got me last time, but I'm going to let that go again. There's the Emrakul again. He's got land, enchantment, sorcery, so that's -3, so it costs 10 right now. He's gonna have Planeswalker, instant, be -5 or so. Shifting Woodland. Okay, that's another one that I might want to hit with the flute. He's got the. What does he have in there? He's got Emrakul in his hand. It's just too much going on for me to. I don't think I can stop this, honestly. It's attacking me from too many different angles. He doesn't have anything in his graveyard to copy, really. I guess Karn? Yeah, I don't know if this is right. I can't let him keep getting gas, but I also can't let him use Shifting Woodland, but he doesn't have much that he can do with it. He can do Karn, but Emrakul's not in his graveyard, so I guess that's okay. Um, he can Shifting Woodland, so actually I don't want to hold up Mana Drain. Thought about holding up Mana Drain, but since he has Shifting Woodland, he can just play around it really easily. So I'm just gonna put the Frog on the field and hope we can start putting pressure on him with the ring and stuff. Oof. One, he's got enchantment, sorcery, land, planeswalker, instant. That's so crazy, dude. Um, it's like a turn 3 Emrakul or something like that. Turn 4, maybe. Yep. My little frog can't do much against that. People aren't playing a lot of Eldrazi right now. It's actually kind of an interesting call because I just don't have proper sideboard to deal with this. It's like pretty good kind of off meta call right now to play this deck, to be honest. I think I'm just dead, so I might as well just not even show him this because I can't stop the Emrakul next turn. Yeah, we'll just scoop. GG. I really, I don't know how to stop this deck. I guess we're on the play now, so got a better shot. Our counter spells will actually do stuff. Just getting blown away by a flare cultivation on turn 1 is like so crazy. Um, yeah, Cut brainstorms. I guess surgical and maybe grave is fine. Ether Gust barely does anything too. I just have a lot of bad cards against him, but we'll try to see what we can do here. If we can get out early, just get some early disruption, stop their flare cultivation. This could work out. That's the last cut. Do I want to cut another brainstorm, or do I want to cut one of these top end cards? I'm on the play, so I think I want to keep Lorien revealed to make sure I hit my land drops. Sure, I guess I'll cut Treasure Cruise. Alright, we'll give this a try. I don't know if this is right. Let me know if you have any better suggestions for how I should sideboard against this. Just hit me up in the comments. I will keep this. And I will bobble them because I need to fetch this turn either way. Got a waste on top. That's not good. We need a land. Give us a land. Give me a land off the top one time. Let's go. Deck's so crazy, dude. You just get so much mana so fast. That's kind of a land, I guess. I just need him to like do nothing this turn. Yeah, then we'll be okay, I think. Maybe. Come on. Just do nothing. He's got 4 mana. Kozilek's command. Okay. Fine with that. He's got only 2 in the graveyard. One, two, three, 4, 5. He has 6 mana. I'm thinking about either Bowmasters on the 0/1 to take him off of a point of mana. He only has 2 cards in the graveyard, so it's like it's really not like Trial Lock's going to do anything. I think I'm just going to do that. This might disrupt him just enough to help us. I don't even know what he has at cost 6, but this is also kind of annoying to him if he plays the One Ring too. So yeah, it's like I couldn't have even countered that anyways. So it's a dirty little trick. This deck gets Delirium so fast. It's pretty impressive. He's got 6 mana. Okay. Yeah. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. And he's got 3 types, so he's got enough to cast Emrakul. I wonder if that's what his last card is. So if I put a Bowmasters down and take out one of his guys, then he still has enough mana to cast Emrakul if he draws a land. Then he has Emrakul in his hand. I think I gotta go for this. It really smelled Emrakul here. It's hard to imagine how we're winning this still, though. Six. Okay, sure. I have no real options. I guess I just need to play the Psychic Frog and watch him destroy it with Karn next turn. Um, I don't know. What am I supposed to do? I could draw in the lock 6, but he doesn't have anything can be back with 6 right now, so yep. All right. I mean, yeah, good game. Yeah, that's just like that was just a brutal beating against a deck I have no really feasible possibility to beat with my current configuration. Totally not on my radar. Um, but I mean, I don't know. What are you gonna do? This is a minority deck that gets played, so I don't think I'm gonna change anything in my setup right now to beat it unless I start seeing this deck pick up in popularity. But yeah, that was a brutal, humiliating defeat at the hands of an Eldrazi green deck that I'm not prepared for. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Um, Subscribe for more GGs. Hopefully, games that are a little more where we have a little bit more of a fighting chance in that one. But yeah, thanks for watching. Everybody, take care. Bye.